forced you to enter the match?
You know, if the truth be told, the card had already gone in before they started shouting, but, you know, it was fun. I always like having fun with the crowd. First of all, when I heard them shouting, I thought they kept saying home, not low. So, you know, I've got to get used to the KC crowd. I think, you know, for someone like her, we had a session last night with the team about showing appreciation and showing appreciation for all the little things that may go unnoticed. And Sam Coffey said to her, you know what, Lo, you're always so thoughtful towards everyone. She's quite maternal with the less experienced players, and she's always thinking of the small gestures of appreciation all of the time. And for someone of, you know, her experience and what she's done at a club level, she shows such humility all the time. And so we appreciate her for that. And so I have no surprise whatsoever this crowd was calling for her, because she's a little gem.
Just one more, if you don't mind. The bounce back ability the team displayed against Portugal fell on some of the younger players. You've talked about that, how they took what you taught in training and were able to translate it pretty quickly, and then they come out and do this match. How pleased are you with this camp?
I mean, that team has the least amount of caps of any team we put together in 25 years. So you have to appreciate that Sonnet had 111 caps, I think, last game, and the rest had 100. This time Rose had 114 and the rest had 77. Yeah, I read your stuff.
Thank you.
You appreciate that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's what we want. These players, we're developing real competition in our squad, and the expectations have always been here for this team. We understand that, but internally, the important things for us is that we get to be ourselves, and we get to play the way we want to play. And I think the last two games is another step. That's all it is. It's no more than that. But they're starting to look like the team that we are trying to create. And I think such big credit to the whole squad, because they're such a joy to coach. Go learning. So they're so appreciative of the learning, but they give so much to each other. And when I tell you it's such a joy to be around this environment, that's an understatement.
Hey, Coach. Kathleen Geyer with the 9 Sports. You talked a little bit about Cooper yesterday, but how impressed are you with her improvement kind of throughout this year? We've seen a lot on the club side as well.
I remember watching her in the Futures camp. My first impression of her that week, which was so invaluable. That Futures camp we have in January is critical for not just their development, but to be seen by the national team staff. And if you think about the 7 or so players that have made their way into the national team, she was one that stood out in that moment. And if I'm honest, I'm not sure without that camp, I'm not sure she'd have got the looks she has. So that's why it's such an invaluable programme. But she's going from strength to strength. I remember talking with Tracy Kevans about what a leader she's been at youth national team level. And so I can see that she has taken everything in her stride. She wants to improve so much, and you can see the growth in her game. Again, she makes me belly laugh. Honestly, she's hilarious. She's such a joy, I think, for fans to watch, not just because she's explosive and gets into great areas, but she brings a great personality to her play.
Let's go on line to Melanie. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Melanie Nzide with The Athletic.
Hey.
I wanted to ask you about Rose Lavelle today and her performance. You know, being a captain today, you mentioned all the experience compared to the rest of the squad. But also, I wanted to ask what you saw with her kind of over this camp. Maybe some of the things we don't see on the pitch.
Well, I think one of the things, as I've mentioned before, is that this is an important window for us, but also an important position in the NWSL season. So I wanted to make sure that we send the players back fresh to their club. That's why she and Claire only played 45 minutes. But I think Rose Lavelle is one of the best players I've ever coached, to be honest with you. Everything about her on the field, her graceful play between the lines, the way she connects from back to front, I think she's not just accomplished and polished, but she's got all the qualities to break the best teams down. And I mean, that goal, not many players score that, of a ball popping up and the way she struck it. Like I said, I hope that her best football is coming under me. I really do, because I think she's a generational talent, and behind the scenes she's just... What did you call her the other day?
Endearingly awkward.
Endearingly awkward. But I get Rose. Like, I can see myself in Rose. So we often say, like, Rose and Sonnet, like Denise and I, a little bit. I'm more Rose-like and Denise is more Sonnet-like. So, yeah, what a brilliant player, but most of all, what an absolute gem of a human.
Jeff, go ahead.
Emma, I guess I have to ask you the obvious of just Emma Sears with the hat trick and what you saw from her, what you've seen from her, maybe overall, and more so, I'd like to ask you just the back line.
Yeah, I mean, wow, what an achievement for Emma. Hat trick, I've said it again, great goal threat coming from the sides. We knew the space would be there today, but she's got an instinct inside the box and a desire to score goals that you can't teach. And again, in the last year, really growing into the programme and showing her flexibility, adaptability to play both flanks. I think to score a hat-trick at international level is no easy achievement, and she is someone who always continues to impress. I think the back line, wow, I mean, you got Jordan Bugg. I can't believe she's 19. I really can't. She's got everything. She's got every quality to be a top player. But I thought Kennedy did a great job at keeping the game simple. Sometimes you can overcomplicate things, and she made all the right decisions in the right areas. She's level-headed, calm, plays off of players really well. And I think Emily Sam's showing the importance of staying the distance. Yeah. Some players aren't going to get all the minutes all of the time, but it's the work you do quietly in the background that's going to firstly keep you there. And the way she carries herself as a teammate and what she gives to the team is invaluable. And she's so deserving of her start today. And again, I think Emily was tidy and contributed to the team's attacking play, and Lily Real has improved even from the last game to this one. There were some tactical things we were really looking at, and I could see her taking steps in that direction. And we're talented. Like, I always know this country's been talented, but I feel like we're stepping into another space after this camp. I feel like we've really developed good experiences, but that pool is getting deeper and more experienced all at once.
Last one, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Chad Smith, KC Soccer Journal. New Zealand today, they didn't bunker. They didn't sit back. We often see that with teams you play against. How important is it to get those looks, and was it surprising at all to see them come out to play like that?
It wasn't surprising, no. We knew they would come out like that. But I almost admire that a little bit in them, that they're preparing for whatever they need to do for their future. I think their coach has set their team up to be, difficult if you play in the areas they want you to play in. But I think we played not only to our strengths, but in the areas that could hurt them. I think you have to play every opponent across every hemisphere. If you want to win World Cups, you can't just play the same team with the same strategies. You need diversity, and this is another check for us of a team and a hemisphere that we wanted to face.
Yeah, I think that initially it started at the beginning of camp. I think it's important to start out on a good foot training-wise. Obviously the first game wasn't the result that we had hoped for, but I think bouncing back like we did the second game against Portugal was huge for us, and then just carrying that momentum into this last game today, and then to get a 6-0 win to end out camp was really awesome for the group.
I played in the stadium before, so how nice was it to have the fans cheering for you as opposed to against you?
Yeah, this stadium is amazing. It's one of the best stadiums in the league, and so yeah, definitely a different feel out there tonight having the fans on my side, but ultimately I think that it was awesome to feed off their energy for the entirety of the game.
Michelle Cooper found you twice on 2 goals. What's it been like working with her and developing that chemistry on the ice?
Yeah, it's so awesome playing with Michelle. I think that she has such a great niche ability to play world-class balls into the box, and so for me to be on the end of those tonight, it was super awesome, and yeah, I'm super happy for her for the game that she put out tonight.
I was saying you had a little small part in getting on the pitch today. Just what went on in that?
Getting
low onto the pitch. What went on in that?
Yeah, I think I'm super happy for Lo. She deserves that, and for her to get on the field tonight at this stadium in front of her home crowd was huge, and so I'm happy for her.